Think Rich: How Ordinary People Are Making Millions. Success doesn't come in a one-size-fits-all package. It's not reserved for a select few born with extraordinary talents or an exclusive set of resources. Instead, wealth and achievement are often the result of an invisible formula that anyone can tap into if they're willing to see beyond their current circumstances. The truth is, millions of ordinary people are creating extraordinary wealth, not by chance, but by mastering the principles that govern success. These principles are simple, but they demand something more than just knowledge. They require a shift in thinking. For most, the journey begins with a realization that their financial destiny isn't shaped by their past, their education, or their luck. It's shaped by their decisions and their mindset. The path to wealth doesn't start with large investments or huge breakthroughs. It begins with a single thought: the belief that it's possible to achieve greatness regardless of where you're starting from. It starts with seeing money not as an obstacle, but as a tool that, when used wisely, can build opportunities, create networks, and open doors to new realities. The real magic of wealth lies not in how much you make, but in how you think, how you act, and how you see potential where others see risk. Ordinary people are doing it every day, building empires, generating wealth, and living lives that once seemed unreachable. They didn't wait for perfect circumstances. They didn't wait for permission. They decided to take control of their financial fate, and in doing so, they unlocked the path to unimaginable success. The power to create wealth resides within each of us. It's about harnessing the invisible forces at play in the world around you and turning them into tangible results. It's about recognizing that success isn't something that's out of reach, but something that can be built step by step, thought by thought, action by action. If ordinary people can build fortunes, there's no reason you can't too. But it begins with thinking differently, and that's where the journey truly starts. Chapter 1: The Mindset of Success. Success begins not in the external world, but within the confines of our own minds. The path to wealth and achievement starts with a fundamental shift in how we view the world around us. It's not merely about knowing the right strategies or possessing a wealth of resources. It's about seeing opportunities where others see obstacles, about adopting a mindset that transforms challenges into stepping stones. This mental shift is not an event, but a process, a gradual rewiring of beliefs, assumptions, and expectations. At the core of this shift is the understanding that success is not determined by where you start, but by your ability to think beyond your current reality. Most people are conditioned to view limitations as permanent, to see their circumstances as defining, but this view holds people captive in a cycle of mediocrity, unable to break free from the constraints of their immediate environment. The moment you change your thinking, however, everything begins to shift. When you begin to believe that your circumstances do not dictate your potential, you unlock the possibility of growth that exists beyond what you can immediately see. The wealthy do not think in terms of scarcity. They think in terms of abundance, an abundance of opportunities, ideas, and resources that are available to those willing to look for them. They see challenges as part of the process, obstacles to overcome, not reasons to quit. The mindset of success is not about avoiding failure, but embracing it as an integral part of the journey. It's about understanding that each setback is a lesson, a moment to grow, refine, and ultimately propel yourself closer to your goal. This shift in mindset requires an openness to change and a willingness to embrace discomfort. Growth rarely comes from comfort zones. The most successful people are not those who wait for perfect conditions to act, but those who take action despite the imperfections, who remain undeterred in the face of difficulty. In fact, it is the discomfort of pushing beyond one's limits that creates the momentum necessary for lasting change. The ability to thrive in uncertainty, to stay committed to the long-term vision, even when immediate results are not apparent, is what distinguishes those who achieve wealth from those who remain stuck in the cycle of mediocrity. Success also requires a deep understanding of self-worth. It is the conviction that you deserve to succeed, that your potential is not just a pipe dream, but a real possibility. This belief in yourself acts as the foundation upon which all success is built. Without this inner confidence, it becomes difficult to take risks or make bold moves. But with it, every action becomes a declaration of your commitment to your vision, a step toward your personal and financial breakthrough. The transition to a mindset of success is not instantaneous. It takes time, practice, and dedication. But once that shift is made, the world opens up in ways you never thought possible. Suddenly, you begin to see opportunities where there were none, to make connections you hadn't noticed before, and to develop ideas that lead to wealth. The key is to trust that this mental shift is the gateway to unlocking your fullest potential, and that with each small step forward, you are paving the way to a future of extraordinary possibility. Chapter 2. From Dreamer to Doer. The world is filled with dreamers, people with ideas, aspirations, and visions of a different, more successful future. But while dreams are important, it's not the dream itself that brings success. It's the action that follows. Many dreamers stay in their heads, hoping that one day things will magically come together, waiting for the perfect moment to make a move. However, success is not waiting for the perfect time. It's in taking imperfect action despite uncertainty, stepping forward even when the path isn't clear. Turning a vision into reality requires more than just intention. It demands discipline, consistency, and the willingness to face fear head-on. The gap between dreamer and doer is filled with this crucial decision, to take the first step even when the destination is unclear. When you start, you don't always have all the answers. But the journey of execution teaches you the necessary lessons and reveals opportunities that would never be seen from the safety of inaction. The act of turning ideas into tangible results involves a fundamental shift in perspective. It requires seeing every challenge as part of the larger mission rather than as an obstacle to progress. For the successful, the obstacles are often the first steps towards growth. They don't shy away from discomfort or difficulty, but embrace it as a necessary part of the process. The key isn't in avoiding mistakes, but in using each one as a stepping stone, a valuable piece of information that helps refine the approach and sharpen the strategy. Turning a vision into something profitable isn't simply about making a quick decision and rushing forward. It's about doing the work that's necessary, even when it's mundane. Success often lies in consistency and small actions done day after day, not in a single, grand gesture. The person who takes daily steps, whether they are perfect or not, sets the wheels in motion for success, while the person who waits for everything to align perfectly never even starts the journey. Another crucial element of turning dreams into ventures is embracing risk. There's no way around it. Every step forward comes with an element of uncertainty. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is in how they approach risk. Successful people view risk as a tool, not a hindrance. They don't eliminate it, but take calculated risks, weighing potential rewards against the possible costs. They understand that the greatest opportunities often come with the highest risks, and they are willing to make bold moves because they know that playing it safe can often be the riskiest choice of all. What separates a dreamer from a doer isn't just the willingness to act, it's the ability to act with purpose. Purpose transforms an idea from a fleeting thought into a strategic move, one that is aligned with your values, vision, and long-term goals. Without purpose, actions are random and lack the focus needed to turn a venture into a profitable one. But when actions are driven by a clear sense of purpose, each step builds on the last, creating a solid foundation for success. The journey from dreamer to doer also involves learning how to manage both time and resources effectively. Time is the one resource that can't be replenished, and successful people understand its value. They don't waste time on distractions or unnecessary pursuits. Instead, they channel their energy into the tasks that bring them closer to their vision. They know that it's not about how much time they have, but how effectively they use the time they are given. Similarly, resources, whether money, people, or tools, must be utilized wisely. Understanding how to leverage what you have in order to create something bigger is a defining characteristic of those who succeed. Turning dreams into reality requires resilience. There will be setbacks, mistakes, and times when things don't go as planned. But it's not these moments that define success, it's how one chooses to respond to them. The dreamer who perseveres through challenges, who pivots when necessary, and who maintains belief in their vision, is the one who eventually sees their dreams come to life. Each failure or obstacle is simply a test, a moment that separates those who are truly committed from those who are just looking for a shortcut. Success isn't reserved for the select few who seem to have it all figured out. It's for anyone willing to take action on their vision, to turn their dreams into concrete, measurable steps. The act of doing transforms a dream into something real, something that can be measured, something that can generate value. Only by making the shift from thinking to doing do we allow our ideas to take root and blossom into profitable ventures. Chapter 3. Breaking Free from Limits. Barriers exist in every area of life, and the ones that hold people back from wealth often appear to be the most insurmountable. But the truth is, these limits are not rooted in the external world. They are deeply embedded in the mind. The belief that wealth is only for a select few, or that financial success is something out of reach for the average person, is one of the most powerful limitations. Many live their entire lives constrained by these beliefs, never fully recognizing their potential or embracing the possibilities that lie ahead. This is where true transformation begins, in breaking free from the invisible chains that confine us to mediocrity. One of the most potent obstacles to wealth is the mindset of scarcity, a belief that there is not enough to go around. People with this mindset view money as a finite resource, something that must be hoarded, protected, and fought for. They operate out of fear, making decisions based on what they stand to lose rather than what they stand to gain. This mentality often stems from childhood experiences, cultural conditioning, or past financial struggles. It traps individuals in a cycle of self-doubt and underachievement, keeping them from seeing opportunities for growth. When the mind is conditioned to see the world as lacking, it becomes almost impossible to recognize the abundance that already exists. Breaking free from this mindset begins with a shift in perspective, recognizing that abundance is a state of mind, not a reflection of external circumstances. Wealth does not come from the mere accumulation of resources, but from understanding how to access and create opportunities. People who break free from this limit understand that money flows where value is created. The world is full of needs waiting to be met, and the key to unlocking wealth lies in identifying those needs and finding innovative ways to solve them. It is not about taking from others. It is about contributing in a way that elevates everyone. Another powerful barrier that keeps many from wealth is the fear of failure. This fear is paralyzing. It causes people to hesitate, to second-guess themselves, and to avoid taking risks altogether. It is easy to understand why. Failure, especially in the context of financial endeavors, feels like a reflection of one's abilities, worth, or intelligence. But this fear is not rooted in reality. It is simply a mental construct. In fact, failure is often the greatest teacher, providing valuable lessons that lead to future success. Those who embrace failure as a part of the journey, rather than a reflection of their limitations, are the ones who achieve remarkable results. The fear of failure is closely tied to perfectionism. The desire to avoid mistakes at all costs prevents many from taking the necessary steps toward wealth. Perfectionism can keep an individual from ever launching a business, making an investment, or pursuing an opportunity because they are waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. In reality, there is no such thing as perfect. Success is rarely linear, and most wealthy individuals will attest to the fact that their path was filled with setbacks, detours, and mistakes. They do not wait for the perfect circumstances. They act in the face of imperfection and learn along the way. The concept of deserving is another deeply ingrained barrier. Many people feel unworthy of wealth, whether because of their upbringing, their social class, or their lack of formal education. These feelings of inadequacy hold them back from even attempting to break through the barriers to success. But wealth is not reserved for a specific group of people based on their background or credentials. It is available to anyone who is willing to work for it, learn from their experiences, and be persistent in their pursuit. The idea that some people are more deserving of wealth than others is simply a mental block that limits potential. Once an individual understands that they have the same right to financial freedom as anyone else, their actions begin to align with their goals, and they start attracting opportunities they once believed were beyond their reach. Society also plays a role in creating limits, often setting standards that define what success should look like. From a young age, we are taught to follow a certain path: go to school, get a job, work hard, and retire. While this is a respectable approach for many, it fails to account for the incredible potential for wealth that lies outside of these conventional structures. The majority of wealth is not created through traditional employment, but through entrepreneurship, investments, and innovations that challenge the status quo. When people break free from the mold that society has set for them, they are able to tap into a broader spectrum of opportunities and create wealth that is far beyond what they could have imagined. One of the most insidious limits is the belief that money is inherently bad or corrupting. Many people have internalized the idea that financial success means sacrificing personal values or ethical principles. They believe that wealth is only attainable through dishonest means or by taking advantage of others. But this belief is far from true. Wealth can be a force for good in the world. It can empower individuals to contribute to their communities, to invest in causes they believe in, and to create businesses that improve lives. When one sees wealth as a tool, not a goal in itself, the potential for positive impact grows exponentially. Breaking free from these limits is not a one-time event. It is a continual process of self-awareness, reflection, and growth. It requires the courage to challenge long-held beliefs, to embrace uncertainty, and to take consistent action despite the fear of failure or rejection. The moment you let go of these limits, you open yourself to a world of possibility. With the right mindset, the right actions, and a willingness to persevere, financial freedom becomes not just a dream, but a very real and attainable reality. The barriers that once seemed insurmountable are revealed for what they truly are: temporary roadblocks on the journey to true wealth. Chapter 4: The Power of Persistence. Persistence is not merely about continuing to work when things are easy. True persistence is about the unwavering commitment to a goal, even when every part of you wants to quit, when the odds seem insurmountable, and when failure looms large on the horizon. It is the force that moves mountains, the quiet strength that keeps a person moving forward in the face of adversity. Often, the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who fall short is not the amount of talent or intelligence, but the ability to persist when circumstances demand more than what seems possible. The journey to success is rarely linear. It is filled with setbacks, disappointments, and challenges that test one's resolve. The initial excitement of pursuing a goal can quickly fade when faced with obstacles. But true persistence is found in how one responds to these challenges. It's about moving forward even when progress feels slow or invisible. While others may be quick to abandon their dreams when the going gets tough, the persistent remain. They adapt, learn from their failures, and keep their eyes on the long-term vision. In the face of obstacles, many find it easy to make excuses or blame external circumstances. They may convince themselves that the timing isn't right, that they don't have enough resources, or that the competition is too fierce. These excuses are not just barriers to success. They are signs of giving in to the natural urge to avoid discomfort. Persistence, on the other hand, is about seeing opportunities in every difficulty. It is about recognizing that obstacles are not roadblocks, but opportunities for growth, self-discovery, and improvement. Consider the stories of countless individuals who have reached monumental success. Time and again, they attribute their achievements not to an absence of failures, but to their capacity to keep moving in the face of them. They understand that success is not an event, but a process. They embrace the struggles, knowing that each challenge brings them one step closer to their ultimate goal. The more they push through adversity, the more resilient they become. And it is this resilience, this ability to persevere in the face of hardship, that ultimately unlocks the door to lasting success. The temptation to quit is strongest when we are just on the brink of a breakthrough. Many have stopped just shy of achieving their dreams, not because they lacked the skill or vision, but because they lost faith in their own persistence. The universe does not reward the first effort. It rewards the consistent, steady work over time. This is where many get stuck. They expect results to come quickly and grow disheartened when things don't move as fast as they had hoped. What they fail to realize is that every small, consistent effort compounds over time, leading to exponential growth that cannot be seen immediately. Persistence also requires flexibility. While the goal remains constant, the path to it is rarely straightforward. If one approach doesn't work, the persistent person doesn't throw in the towel. They change their method. They look for a new angle, learn from what went wrong, and refine their strategy. The willingness to adjust course while maintaining unwavering commitment to the end goal is what makes persistence such a powerful force. Those who succeed are not necessarily those who never fail, but those who refuse to give up when things don't go as planned. The relentless drive that comes with persistence often attracts its own momentum. Every small success, every lesson learned, and every obstacle overcome fuels the next push. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, gathering speed and mass with every turn. Each challenge faced and conquered serves to reinforce the belief that no matter the difficulty, the outcome is within reach. The more one persists, the more confidence builds, and this confidence in turn propels the individual forward with even greater determination. It's important to remember that persistence does not mean blind determination. There are times when stepping back, reassessing, and recalibrating is necessary for growth, but it is the refusal to abandon the goal entirely that sets those who achieve success apart from those who don't. Persistence is about a steadfast commitment, a deep belief that the effort is worth it, no matter how long the journey takes. People who persist in the face of adversity develop qualities that go beyond financial success. They cultivate patience, strength, and an unshakable belief in their ability to overcome challenges. Their journey builds character, and in many cases, the transformation that happens within is just as valuable as the financial rewards they reap. Through persistence, they discover who they truly are, not just dreamers, but doers. The power of persistence is not limited to achieving wealth. It becomes the very foundation upon which they build every aspect of their lives, creating lasting and meaningful change. Chapter 5. Money as a tool, not a goal. Too often, people view money as the ultimate destination, the end-all be-all of success. From an early age, society instills a belief that financial wealth is the measure of accomplishment. People chase after it, work tirelessly to accumulate it, and define their self-worth based on their bank balances. But in this narrow perspective, money becomes the goal, and life becomes a pursuit of accumulation. What if we shifted the way we see money, not as the destination, but as the means to a much greater end? When money is viewed as a tool, It transforms from a source of stress and obsession to a source of empowerment. Like any tool, it is only as valuable as the hands that wield it. Just as a craftsman uses tools to create masterpieces, money can be used to build lives, foster growth, and contribute to a legacy. It is not about hoarding wealth for the sake of security, but about leveraging it to open up new opportunities, both for yourself and for others. Money, when treated as a tool, becomes an enabler rather than a measure of success. The key to shifting your relationship with money is understanding its true purpose. Money is not meant to be chased for the sake of owning it. It is meant to be used to create value, solve problems, and contribute to the world in meaningful ways. This mindset allows for the flow of wealth into your life rather than an anxious clinging to it. When money is seen as a tool, it invites creativity and innovation. Instead of stressing over how to earn more, the focus shifts to how to use what is already available to enhance one's life, business, and the lives of others. Most people spend their lives working to earn money with the goal of using it to satisfy their desires. The desire for material things, status symbols, and fleeting pleasures consumes their energy. In contrast, those who see money as a tool understand that it is not the possession of goods, but the ability to create more value that brings true wealth. They focus on growth, and by doing so, wealth becomes a natural byproduct. This approach allows for deeper satisfaction as the pursuit of money is replaced by the pursuit of value and impact. Think of money as fuel for your passions, your projects, and your dreams. Imagine it as the lifeblood of the opportunities you create, helping you build something larger than yourself. Instead of being caught in the rat race of financial gain, money becomes a strategic asset. It empowers you to take risks, invest in your growth, and pursue ventures that might otherwise be out of reach. By viewing money as a tool to manifest your vision, you position yourself to grow in ways you never thought possible. When the goal is not simply to accumulate wealth, but to use it purposefully, it opens the door to abundance. Those who focus on contributing, adding value, and solving problems often find that wealth follows naturally. It's the shift from, "How can I make money?" to, "How can I create something valuable?" that unlocks a greater potential. Money serves those who serve others, and it is a reflection of the value you provide to the world. The more value you offer, the more money flows toward you, not as an end, but as a tool to help you create even more. A major shift in perspective comes when you realize that money, in its essence, is neutral. It does not have a life of its own. It is simply a reflection of value exchanged. The key is not to view money as an isolated object of desire, but as an intermediary that facilitates transactions, opportunities, and the realization of your goals. By changing your relationship with money, you free yourself from the anxiety of its pursuit and align yourself with a more empowering perspective. Money is simply a resource to bring your ideas, aspirations, and plans into reality. Another powerful aspect of treating money as a tool is the ability to reinvest it. Instead of saving every penny in fear of losing it, you can make your money work for you. This might mean investing in education, business ventures, or even helping others achieve their goals. The flow of money becomes cyclical. As you use it to create value and help others, it naturally returns to you, often in unexpected ways. When you focus on creating value instead of hoarding wealth, you tap into a flow that not only elevates your own life, but also contributes to the collective growth and success of others. The true measure of wealth, then, is not found in the numbers on a bank statement, but in the impact you make, the opportunities you unlock, and the lives you touch. When you let go of the belief that money is the end goal, you open yourself up to a richer, more fulfilling life. Money ceases to be a limiting factor and becomes the bridge that connects your dreams with reality. By shifting the way you think about money, you set in motion a cycle of abundance that goes far beyond the material, propelling you toward success in all its forms. Chapter 6. Smart choices, big returns. The power to create wealth lies not only in grand gestures or monumental investments, but in the countless small decisions we make every single day. These decisions, often invisible and unnoticed in the moment, accumulate to form the very foundation of financial success. The real difference between those who achieve wealth and those who don't is not necessarily the size of their actions, but the consistency and mindfulness with which they make their choices. It is the subtle choices, repeated over time, that create multiplying returns. We are constantly faced with decisions, some big, some small. The true art of wealth building lies in the ability to make consistent, smart choices, no matter how insignificant they may seem. These choices are often a reflection of our values, mindset, and habits. When you approach each decision with intention and a long-term view, even the smallest actions can lead to large returns. A decision to invest in your education, to save rather than spend, or to take a calculated risk in your business sets off a chain of events that, when compounded, yield extraordinary results. Consider the power of daily financial habits, putting aside a small percentage of your income, investing consistently, or choosing to spend on things that align with your long-term goals rather than immediate gratification. Over time, these seemingly minor actions compound into significant wealth. The key is not the amount, but the consistency. A single dollar invested today may not seem like much, but over a year, 5 years, or a decade, its growth can be astounding. Smart choices are not always about opting for the most obvious path. They require you to look beyond the immediate reward and consider the future implications of your decisions. Often, what appears as a sacrifice or a delay in gratification leads to exponential returns. This is true not only in financial matters but in every area of life. When you choose to prioritize learning over leisure, or invest your time in meaningful relationships instead of fleeting distractions, you build a wealth of knowledge, experience, and opportunities that will pay dividends far into the future. It's essential to recognize that many wealthy individuals didn't start with vast amounts of capital or opportunities. They started with a mindset that every action, no matter how small, had the potential to move them closer to their goals. They understood that wealth is built from a series of decisions, each one contributing to the larger picture. The successful make decisions with a view to long-term impact, while others focus on short-term gratification. The difference between these two mindsets is often what separates financial success from financial struggle. Wealth is not a destination, but a journey shaped by each decision you make along the way. Whether it's choosing to learn a new skill, investing in a business idea, or simply saving money, every choice contributes to the larger equation of wealth building. The choices you make daily determine whether you will build an empire over time or stay stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. A crucial element in making smart decisions is understanding the power of leverage. By strategically leveraging your resources, time, money, knowledge, or relationships, you can amplify the impact of each decision. Smart choices often involve making the most of what you already have rather than constantly chasing more. This might mean using your existing network to open new doors, reinvesting profits to scale your business, or focusing on your core strengths to maximize your productivity. Every choice that involves leveraging your current resources sets you up for bigger returns down the road. The beauty of making smart choices is that they don't require a huge initial investment or dramatic change in lifestyle. They begin with small, seemingly insignificant acts. A thoughtful decision to save rather than splurge, an intentional investment in self-growth, or choosing to take a risk that aligns with your values. Over time, as these decisions accumulate, their power becomes evident. The returns come not just in the form of financial wealth, but in personal growth, opportunities, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. In the pursuit of wealth, one of the most underrated aspects is the ability to recognize and capitalize on the small, everyday opportunities that others overlook. Wealthy individuals don't necessarily possess more luck or better resources. They have simply honed the ability to make smarter choices with what they have. These smart choices compound and snowball over time. creating wealth that grows not in linear increments, but exponentially. By cultivating an awareness of your decisions and understanding their long-term consequences, you too can set in motion the kind of multiplying wealth that often goes unseen but is undeniably powerful. Chapter 7. Building Wealth with What You Have. Wealth is often perceived as something reserved for the fortunate few who start with significant resources or privileged positions. However, the truth is that wealth is far more accessible than many realize, especially when we shift our focus to leveraging what we already possess. The key to financial success lies not in acquiring more, but in recognizing the immense potential of the resources already at your disposal. One of the most profound ways to build wealth is by maximizing the tools and opportunities you already have. Many individuals overlook the latent power within their current situation, whether it's skills, connections, time, or even a modest amount of capital. The resources you possess can be transformed into extraordinary results. The key is not to see your assets as limitations, but as the foundation upon which you can build. Start by recognizing the value in what seems ordinary. A simple skill, a hobby, or even a personal passion can be the cornerstone of an enterprise that generates wealth. Too often we discount the value of our own abilities, dismissing them as insignificant. Yet with the right approach, something as simple as writing, crafting, or even teaching can evolve into a profitable venture. By focusing on what you already know and expanding it through creativity and strategic thinking, you can begin to generate value that others are willing to pay for. Time, for example, is one of the most powerful resources available, and yet it's often spent without much thought. How you choose to allocate your time can have an outsized impact on your ability to build wealth. Instead of simply filling your hours with tasks that don't move you forward, consider how you can invest that time in developing skills or exploring new opportunities. The time you invest in learning something new, building relationships, or creating valuable content pays compound dividends over time. Wealth is often a byproduct of how time is utilized, whether you spend it working for others or investing it in projects that grow your wealth. Your connections are another vital resource that is frequently underestimated. Relationships hold immense power, often unlocking doors that money alone cannot. By nurturing and cultivating the relationships you already have, you create a network that can offer opportunities, advice, collaborations, and support. Networking isn't just about meeting new people. It's about maximizing the value of your existing relationships. Trust, respect, and shared interests can lead to collaborations, partnerships, and other ventures that transform ordinary resources into extraordinary returns. If you take a moment to assess your current resources, your skills, your time, your network, and even your existing investments, you may realize that you are already surrounded by untapped potential. Wealth doesn't come solely from acquiring new things. It often comes from recognizing how you can use what you already have in new and innovative ways. Even modest beginnings, such as a small savings account or a part-time job, can provide the leverage you need to build something larger. The power of leverage is a central theme when it comes to turning ordinary resources into extraordinary results. Wealthy individuals are not necessarily those with the most money. They are often those who understand how to use what they have effectively. By investing their time, leveraging their networks, and taking calculated risks with their existing resources, they build wealth steadily. Each small, deliberate action contributes to a larger success. This is not a process of sheer accumulation, but one of strategic allocation and thoughtful investment. There is an undeniable beauty in the idea that wealth can be built from something as simple as your mindset. When you believe that you have everything you need to succeed, you open up possibilities that may have otherwise remained hidden. When you focus on abundance, you attract opportunities that align with your resources. The person who sees every challenge as an opportunity to apply their existing skills is the one who can turn even the most limited resources into valuable assets. The richness of life is not just about money. It is about the application of everything you have, your mind, your time, your passions, your abilities, and your connections. By using these assets in creative and strategic ways, you can build wealth that's sustainable, lasting, and truly meaningful. The reality is that you don't need extraordinary resources to create extraordinary results. With the right mindset, a little ingenuity, and an understanding of how to leverage what you already have, you can transform the most ordinary resources into wealth-building tools that work for you. Chapter 8. The Hidden Forces of Success. Success is not just a product of hard work or talent. It is also a delicate dance between timing, opportunity, and circumstances. These forces often operate silently in the background, shaping outcomes in ways that are not immediately visible. While many attribute success to sheer effort or individual brilliance, there is an invisible force at play, an alignment of elements that come together at just the right moment, providing a unique opportunity for growth. Timing is one of the most powerful hidden forces that drive success. It can make or break an opportunity, turning what might seem like a simple action into something extraordinary. The concept of perfect timing is often misunderstood. It is not just about being in the right place at the right time. It's about being prepared when the right moment arrives. This means cultivating patience, knowing when to act, and having the wisdom to seize opportunities as they present themselves. The world is constantly shifting, and so are the opportunities within it. Every market, trend, and industry has its own rhythm, its own timing. The individuals who recognize when that rhythm shifts and adapt accordingly are the ones who see success. This is not a matter of luck. It's about observing the environment, staying attuned to changes, and knowing when the conditions are ripe for action. For example, understanding a growing demand in an emerging market, or knowing when a technology is poised to disrupt an industry, is a matter of timing. Being too early or too late can have a significant impact on the outcome, but being at the right moment can lead to wealth beyond imagination. In addition to timing, opportunity plays a pivotal role in determining the course of success. Opportunities are like doors that open unexpectedly, and many pass by them without even realizing their potential. Recognizing opportunity often requires a mindset that is open and adaptable, one that doesn't see limitations, but instead looks for ways to leverage what's available. Opportunities are everywhere, yet only those who have the vision to spot them are able to take full advantage. The great thing about opportunities is that they often come disguised. They might not look like a gold mine at first glance, but with the right perspective, they reveal themselves as powerful gateways. The key is to stay alert to the subtle clues, whether they are shifting consumer preferences, new technologies, or a gap in the market. These seemingly minor changes can hold the key to unlocking significant wealth. It's not about waiting for the perfect opportunity, but rather identifying the right opportunity in each moment and acting on it. Circumstances, often outside our control, play a huge role in success as well. These are the forces that shape the environment in which we live and operate: economic climates, societal trends, political landscapes, and even personal events. While we may not have the power to control circumstances, we do have the ability to navigate them. Successful people are those who thrive in shifting circumstances, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. It's about adaptability and the ability to make the best of any situation. Sometimes, circumstances are simply a matter of being in the right place at the right time. However, more often than not, success comes from positioning oneself in such a way that one is prepared for the changes that come. People who have the foresight to understand the potential impact of global events, technological breakthroughs, or societal changes are the ones who can ride these waves of change to success. For example, during economic downturns, while many retreat, others find ways to invest, grow their businesses, and build wealth, capitalizing on the opportunities that emerge from the challenges. These three hidden forces, timing, opportunity, and circumstances, don't exist in isolation. They work together in subtle yet profound ways, often coming together to create moments of great success. The challenge lies in understanding how they intersect and how to position oneself to take advantage of them when the moment is right. We cannot control these forces, but we can influence how we respond to them. The key to wealth is not simply waiting for the perfect conditions, but recognizing when they are aligning and having the wisdom to act decisively. By keeping a watchful eye on timing, preparing for the opportunities that arise, and adapting to the circumstances that unfold, anyone can harness these hidden forces of success and transform their circumstances into wealth. Wealth is not just about resources or effort. It's about understanding the invisible elements at play and positioning yourself to be in the right place at the right time, prepared to capitalize on opportunities as they arise. By staying alert to the shifting tides and embracing the unpredictable nature of success, you can navigate the forces of timing, opportunity, and circumstance to build wealth in ways you may never have imagined. Chapter 9. Taking Risks with Purpose. In a world that often values safety and predictability, the idea of risk can seem daunting, even reckless. Yet history has shown time and again that some of the most extraordinary achievements arise from moments where people embraced risk, not blindly but with intention and purpose. The difference between blind risk-taking and calculated risk is the ability to assess and embrace the unknown while having a clear understanding of its potential impact. Risk is often perceived as the absence of certainty, and that is where the power lies. The truly transformative risks are not the ones that gamble with everything, but rather those that are grounded in knowledge, insight, and a willingness to push boundaries in pursuit of something greater. The risk is not about avoiding failure. It is about understanding that growth and innovation are inherently tied to uncertainty. The comfort zone, while providing stability, is where stagnation can thrive. It is outside of that zone, where challenges push people beyond their limitations, that true transformation occurs. Calculated risks are not decisions made on impulse. They are the product of careful thought, research, and consideration. The individual who takes risks with purpose is someone who approaches the unknown with a plan, a strategy, and the readiness to learn from both success and failure. They do not fear the possible outcomes, but instead are willing to deal with the consequences if the risk does not pay off. This mindset distinguishes those who succeed from those who remain content with the status quo. It is this calculated approach to risk that lays the foundation for growth in both personal and professional realms. Risks with purpose often lead to unforeseen opportunities that would never have materialized in a more cautious environment. These opportunities might not be immediately visible, but they reveal themselves through the decisions made in the face of uncertainty. The risk itself becomes the catalyst that opens new doors, whether it's expanding into a new market, experimenting with a new idea, or investing in an emerging trend. Those who are unwilling to take calculated risks may never experience these opportunities because they are too focused on what they could lose rather than what they stand to gain. Entrepreneurs, investors, and innovators are all familiar with this process. They take steps into the unknown, knowing that their success depends on their ability to calculate, weigh, and understand the risks involved. They do not shy away from uncertainty, but see it as a stepping stone to advancement. For them, risk is an investment in progress. Each calculated risk becomes an opportunity to learn, grow, and redefine what is possible. But even purposeful risk-taking requires self-awareness and resilience. The individual who risks without understanding their strengths and limitations is more likely to face setbacks that could be avoided. Risk, when approached with a deep understanding of one's abilities, becomes a path to growth rather than a chaotic gamble. This is why many successful individuals prioritize self-awareness and knowledge. It helps them anticipate challenges and avoid reckless actions. For example, in business, many great leaders took risks that fundamentally changed industries. But behind those risks were years of learning, strategy, and preparation. These leaders understood the market trends, the behavior of their customers, and the potential threats. They didn't simply act on impulse, they took action because they saw the bigger picture. What may have appeared as a risk was actually a calculated move, driven by their understanding of how the world was shifting around them. The key to taking purposeful risks is in knowing what the reward could be. It's the willingness to step into uncharted waters because the potential for growth outweighs the comfort of the known. Opportunities for wealth, success, and personal fulfillment often come from ventures that seem risky at first glance. However, when assessed carefully, these risks are not reckless. They are the necessary steps towards achieving extraordinary results. A person who is willing to take risks with purpose sees setbacks not as failures, but as lessons, part of a process that inevitably leads to success. Every misstep becomes valuable data, every failure becomes an opportunity for recalibration. This perspective allows individuals to navigate the uncertain terrain of risk without being paralyzed by fear. They understand that growth requires stepping into the unknown, and with each purposeful risk, they move closer to realizing their goals. In the pursuit of success, taking risks with purpose becomes a practice. It is a habit that is cultivated over time through experience, reflection, and an unshakable belief in one's potential. By calculating the risks, understanding the stakes, and being ready to learn from the journey, people open themselves to the transformative power of risk. The rewards that come from taking risks are not only financial, but often lead to personal growth, new relationships, and a greater understanding of what is possible when you dare to venture beyond the familiar. Chapter 10. The Freedom of Wealth. Financial independence is often considered a destination, a goal to be reached at some point in the future. However, what most fail to realize is that the true value of wealth is not just in the accumulation of money, but in the profound freedom it brings. Freedom is more than just the ability to make choices. It is the power to act on those choices without the constraints that financial limitations often impose. When individuals break free from the worry of survival, their mental and emotional energies shift from mere preservation to creation, innovation, and transformation. The moment a person achieves financial independence, the landscape of their life changes. No longer tethered to the daily grind of earning just enough to meet basic needs, they can step into a broader world where the horizon of possibilities expands. Financial freedom means the liberation from the invisible chains that tie a person to a job, a routine, or a place they may not even be passionate about. The flexibility to choose what to do with one's time, energy, and resources transforms the nature of existence itself. This new freedom unlocks not only personal opportunities, but can also have a broader impact on the world. Wealth, when used consciously, can create new ventures, support ideas, and fuel initiatives that otherwise may never have been realized. The wealthy can afford to take risks, to experiment, to think differently, and to invest in things that move the world forward. Their financial cushion allows them to fail, pivot, and try again without the same pressure to succeed immediately. Moreover, financial freedom provides the ability to embrace passion projects. Without the constant concern about the next paycheck or the need to meet external expectations, a person can delve into the work that genuinely excites them. This might mean starting a business based on a long-held passion, or dedicating time to solving a social issue that has always felt important. It could be investing in art, literature, or innovation. What is certain is that financial independence allows the space to pursue these interests without the looming question of how to pay the bills. The ability to make such decisions naturally enriches one's life in ways that transcend material wealth. When money is no longer a barrier, people can focus on what they value most: family, personal growth, health, and contribution to society. Time becomes a more precious commodity than money, and those who are financially independent can choose how to spend their time in ways that nourish their soul and expand their potential. But freedom does not come without its challenges. In fact, the true test of financial independence lies in how one chooses to wield that freedom. It is easy to take for granted the comfort and opportunities that wealth provides. However, the most fulfilled individuals use their freedom to elevate not just their own lives, but those of others. They find purpose in creating value, supporting others' success, and building legacies that last beyond their own time. The responsibility that comes with wealth is often what separates those who simply enjoy their wealth from those who use it to change the world. Financial independence also opens the door to new forms of collaboration and connection. Without financial constraints, people can engage in partnerships and ventures with like-minded individuals. The pooling of resources and ideas from multiple people who have the freedom to innovate can accelerate progress in virtually every field. These collaborations often lead to the creation of movements, innovations, and even entirely new industries that might not have been possible within the confines of financial uncertainty. The freedom that wealth provides goes beyond mere choice. It shapes one's entire relationship with the world. When the daily battle for survival is removed from the equation, individuals gain the ability to see things with greater clarity. They are no longer overwhelmed by the immediate demands of the day-to-day, but can instead engage in long-term thinking. They can plan for the future, assess opportunities more clearly, and make decisions based on what will bring the most lasting fulfillment rather than just short-term gains. Wealth also introduces a shift in perspective. The wealthy are more likely to view opportunities through a lens of abundance. Their mindset often moves from scarcity to one of expansion. They see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow rather than obstacles to avoid. This shift in perspective is powerful, as it allows individuals to take on larger projects, navigate greater risks, and open doors that might have been previously closed. For many, the freedom that comes with wealth is less about material luxury and more about the ability to contribute meaningfully to society. People with financial independence have the power to support causes that resonate deeply with them, whether it's funding research, supporting underprivileged communities, or creating platforms for others to succeed. In this way, their wealth becomes a tool for creating a ripple effect that can transform lives far beyond their own. The impact of financial freedom on relationships also cannot be overstated. Without the constant pressure of financial stress, individuals can build deeper, more authentic connections with others. They can choose to spend time with the people who truly matter and invest in relationships that nurture their personal growth and happiness. Financial independence allows for more meaningful engagement with the world around them, fostering the development of lasting, impactful relationships. Ultimately, financial freedom is not just about the money itself, but about the way it reshapes every aspect of life. It brings a new perspective on time, purpose, relationships, and opportunities. Wealth, when utilized with intention, becomes a gateway to a life that is not only more prosperous, but also richer in experiences, growth, and fulfillment. The freedom it provides allows individuals to unlock their full potential and, in doing so, create an impact that resonates far beyond the confines of their own lives. Conclusion. As you reflect on the journey outlined within these pages, it becomes clear that the path to financial success is not a mere matter of luck or circumstance. It is the result of intentional actions, choices, and the unwavering belief that anyone, regardless of their background or resources, can achieve greatness. Wealth is not just about accumulating money, it's about the power to create, the ability to change lives, and the freedom to explore the limitless possibilities that arise when you take control of your own future. The road to financial independence is not without its challenges. There are hurdles to overcome, fears to face, and setbacks to navigate. But it is through these challenges that growth occurs. Each failure serves as a stepping stone, and every difficulty presents an opportunity to learn, adapt, and push further toward success. It is persistence, mindset, and the willingness to continue even when things seem uncertain that ultimately determines the outcome. The principles outlined in this book are not abstract concepts. They are actionable steps that, when implemented consistently, can reshape your financial future. It starts with a shift in mindset, the understanding that wealth is within your reach if you take the right steps. From there, the key lies in taking intentional action, no matter how small the beginning. As you take those steps, remember that true wealth goes beyond material gain. It is found in the freedom to make your own choices, the ability to live with purpose, and the opportunity to create something greater than yourself. Ultimately, this journey is about more than financial success. It's about unlocking a life of fulfillment, purpose, and legacy. The choices you make today will ripple out and influence not only your life, but the lives of those around you. Your actions can set off a chain of events that transcends generations, creating wealth that impacts families, communities, and even the world. The possibilities are endless. The potential for growth, for creating value, and for transforming your life is waiting for you to seize it. So take that first step, believe in your power, trust in the process, and know that your financial future is in your hands. As you move forward, remember that wealth is a journey, not a destination, and it's one that you are fully capable of navigating. The story of your success is yours to write. Now it's time to begin.